Daniele Arrigoni was happy to assemble the squad and take them on 3 week-long training camps in the build-up to this event. No friendlies, but here they are in the semi-finals. It's the second semi-final of the men's football at the Universiadi 2019. Under the lights in Salerno at the Stadio Arechi, a wonderful atmosphere here, and we're all set for Italy against Japan. This for the right to meet the Brazilians in the gold medal match. Italy in familiar blue and attacking from the off. So first touch there in the middle of the park for Japan's Ogashiwa, who drops short. And the first strike on goal, which doesn't test the keeper, but an early attempt to get the sights aligned for Takuro Kaneko. Japanese squad spread about the higher education system in their own country. And likewise, the Italians spread out across Rome and Verona, Pegaso Telematic University, Danilo Risitu. So that's Hayashi, who's going to play the furthest forward by the looks of things for the Japanese, wearing 19. No nonsense clearance from the off there as well, from Giorgio Galli. Comes back to Japan's keeper, Goto Abe. A nice little flick round the corner by Takehiro Akimoto there. But Italy spin it clear. That's nodded down to Homura, Taike Homura. No chance to barge through the middle there for Roberto Grieco. So there is good experience in the Italian squad. They knew they would have to be competitive here and put in a respectable showing. You can't rely on the history books, of course, but the pedigree does count for something. It kind of creates a sense of expectation in the environment, the high standards that you want to aspire to. That's certainly the case with the young players from both of these nations. Operating on the left-hand side of the Japanese defence, that's Homura. And Kodama is going to screen the back four, wearing 20. Japan breaking. Really tricky play in the middle there by Akimoto. And Italy belted away. Oh, nonsense clearance that from Davide Vittorini. 15 is Homura. Great little turn of pace there from Tsuyoshi Ogashiwa. (18) Yuki Yamamoto. Japan inside the Italian penalty area. Sakamoto tries to turn, and that looked to be a shove in the back there of Danilo Risitu. He doesn't look too bothered. Taiki Homura. One of the early signposts, really, that you're going to be in for a physical evening. Just a bit of tangling in the centre circle there. The arms up by Grieco on Yamamoto. (17) is Ryotaro Tsunoda. Japan just gaining a little bit of territory, if nothing more. Sonoda will take the throw. Flick up and over the corner from Kodamo. Amora wins that above Ungaro. Ungaro just tried to ship it on there to Strada. Japan always looks so composed on the ball. The definite characteristics about all the teams that Japan put out, all pushed into the 6-yard box. They've started at a good pace here, the blue samurai of Japan. Nice tempo as well to this match in the early stages. Ungaro bundled over. Giuseppe Ungaro, the University of Novedrate. 13 is Davide Vitturini. Japan backwards in showing their physicality. That's not something we necessarily associate with the Japanese teams down the years. A clear foul there on Rizitu. Yeah, the arm through the back there by Homura. It's uncharacteristically physical here, the Japanese. So a set-piece situation for the Italians. Just a little too high and bouncing all the way through. Any kind of nick there would have been troublesome for the goalkeeper Abe. Played forward by Sonoda. Chance, and it's wide. First clear-cut moment of the match, and it's spurned by Japan. It was a wonderful opportunity. The ball through caught them cold. Ogashiwa to Daiichi Hayashi. And he managed to control it superbly. He's passed it wide. Well, plenty of other players actually would have made the most of that contact because he was clearly having his shirt tugged. Fabulous chance not taken. Looking to push out. That's Ungaro who comes short. Can't pick it up though. Away by Abe. And chest down there from Vitturini. Might be picked up by Galli. Well kept in on the far side. No, not quite. It was certainly a bold attempt at it. So no score. 8.5 minutes gone here. Football semi-final, the men's event at the Universiadi 2019. 30th such event. Fitting, I suppose, that the opening ceremony was held at Napoli's home ground, the legendary Stadio San Paolo. About an hour's drive west of here. We're in Salerno, the coast town. Hayashi plays it through. Really good, enterprising play from Japan once more. Kodamo with the shot, but it pitched up nicely in front of the Italian keeper, Marc Antonini. keeping the pace high. Homura pressing the reset button there for Japan. Working it through Hayashi. Ball over the top from Sonoda. Pogliano able to defend it. Sonoda. They're going to keep their fullbacks high here, the Japanese. Homura. Akimoto carried it on. Punchy passes about Japan. Making sure. Strada tries to turn. He's getting absolutely no change out of Homura and Yamahara at the back there. Really well played by Hayashi, the player that is trying to drive Japan forward. The wide player Kaneko, though, couldn't pick it up. Well, Daniele Aragoni, he did have good experience in Serie A. Livorno, 2006-07, either side of stints at Bologna and Cagliari. Decent enough playing career. Started out with his hometown club, Cesena. Another shot comes in, that time from Ogashiwa. Best one though was Hayashi's, wasn't it? Clean through. Sort of took it on the half volley, but kind of passed it wide. Shaved a layer of paint off the side of Marc Antonini's post. Still goalless. The first touch from Ungaro is heavy. Pass into Ogashiwa. Just tries to cut it back, unable to do so. It might be retrieved here by Takuro Kaneko. They're doing that familiar thing of switching around the wide midfielders, because Kaneko's come down to this left-hand side now and will take the throw. Japan in charge here in the opening 12-13 minutes. There's no questioning the fitness of these young athletes, but the stamina has to be there as well, particularly in such roasting conditions. It's the humidity that saps more than anything. But we've had temperatures of late 20s, early 30s. We're actually up to the sort of 33, 34 mark earlier this week in Naples. It has been roasting and wonderful as a result. It's been an event for the shades and the sun cream. Kodamo, Sonoda. Ungaro comes across to him. Sonoda rolls it through. Ogashiwa will try and pick it up. That's a cute little touch off from Roberto Grieco. And Italy with Strada. Can't fashion any kind of move or combination. Sonoda. It's on by Ogashiwa. Now Kodamo. 13 is Tsuyoshi Ogashiwa. Scored the second goal against the South Koreans. It's a big deal that to win the Eastern Derby. Ungaro. First time they've got a man beyond. Greco will try and spin it back. Ungaro gets there. First time they've been in the opposition penalty box. The Italians a bit of good that. It's a physical contest thus far, and Italy are being made to work hard by the sprightly Japanese. Nine is Danilo Urzito, Pegaso Telematic University. Let's take on some water here because that's important. It really seems in some considerable discomfort down there. But we await the first goal here. Men's semi-final. Well, his coaching debut, Arrigoni, came back in 1994. He came up through the pyramid, in the old-fashioned way, if you will. Starting out with Castel San Pietro in Serie D. So finally onto Messina in the early 2000s. Stayed on Sicily with Palermo. Replaced Stefano Pioli at Sassuolo actually in 2010. And such is the nature of the way coaches are backed or not in Italy, that he's been sacked a few times, been reappointed once or twice. So on the resumption then, Japan in possession. And they want to get Rizzitu back on the field. And finally the referee has been alerted. But Italy in defensive mode. Kaneko tries to get round the back. Straightforward that for Hamura. And the transition is very effective again. Hamura's ball just gets Hayashi bearing down on goal. Real threat, Hayashi. There he goes, running from deep. It's a good understanding actually between the more defensive players, the back players for Japan, and that run. The runs of the likes of Hayashi on beyond the attacking players, Ogashiwa and Karama. Italy having to defend the corner. Into the near post. Easy does it. Italy's triumph prior to the 2015. It was 1995. The omens are good, really, because that was a host tournament for them. The Universiadi was held in Palermo. to shake off this reputation for runners-up, the silver medal team. 5 silvers down the years for the Italians. The men's football at the Universiadi. Ungaro clicked on by Vittorini. Sonoda just hoof it clear. They try and play. Plenty of pace about them as well. It's Ogashiwa. He left it for Hayashi. Oh, he's a real handful. Hayashi stays on his feet as well. Great footwork to play the ball back. Shots blazed over the top in rather rash fashion by Takahiro Akimoto. It's a great move. And they had 2 unmanned on the edge of the area, but Hayashi is responsible for everything good that the Japanese are doing here. Grieko tries to push it through. Japan uncharacteristically lax, but look how disciplined they are in possession. Commentators curse, they give the ball straight away to Ungaro. That's the give and go, if he can cut it back across. Suddenly the Italians just beginning to build up a bit of pressure. It's the first interplay there between Ungaro and Matteo Gericola. Italy corner, good one as well. Missed by the player lunging in on the near post there, Vittorini. Oh, missed the defender. Ungaro couldn't quite read it, so it's out for a corner. It's in. Corner delivered into the near post area. It carried all the way through and against the run of play. The Italians take the lead. Super delivery. How did he manage that? Giuseppe Ungaro. Oh, it was such deceptive bend on it. And the goalkeeper there is distracted by the presence of Filippo Strada. That caught them all by surprise. What a stunner. Ungaro for the opener. There'll come at a time when they were soaking up all that Japanese pressure. Italy draw first blood. It's harsh on Ungaro. Omura credited with the own goal. Well, then how are Japan going to respond to that? Because they almost had been behaving like the home team here in the opening 23 minutes. Ungaro slots it through and then loses his footing. Oh, it's such a pace, the Japanese. And they come to rue that missed chance by Hayashi. Stubbed through by Sonoda, the left back. They're playing some nice stuff. Hayashi. But Japan forced backwards. Sonoda now. Poliano gets it clear. Biggest cheer we've had in the Stadio Arechi here in Salerno these last 2 weeks for that opening Italian goal. Long way to go yet, though. Given away, loose that from Ogashiwa, but Abe way out of his goal to head off the threat of Rositu. Tsunoda. Ogashiwa shut down. Vittorini there with the full-blooded challenge on Tsunoda. Throw in from Davide Vittorini. Garo tries to take it down, but allows the ball to just trickle away from him. So Kaneko had it, but all of a sudden Italy are right on it. Breaks to Homura. Prodded on in the general direction of Hayashi. It'll be a Japan throw. As Takeaki Homura gets to his feet, be taken by Tsunoda. A little touchdown there for Hayashi. Such a threat down this left-hand side for Japan. Throw-in's taken quickly. Yamakawa gives it to Rion Yamahara. 17, Ryotaro Tsunoda. There's Yuki Yamamoto. Hayashi's in behind again. Oh, and that's it off the far post. A quite delightful ball and finish. Shunto Kodama just extended that leg and poked the shot beyond Gianluca Martagnonini. And that's 1-1. Really good goal, and you can't decry them that. Shunto Kodama there, a really tidy finish from the most delightful of balls across. That is inch perfect, both in the execution and the finish. 1-1. We have a real high-quality semi-final on now. Absolutely perfectly tucked home, that. Really well played. So they didn't allow themselves to be rattled after the concession of that opening goal. Still playing their stuff and having all sorts of success in this left-hand channel, just getting in behind Vittorini, who likes to push forward, the Italian right back. It's a little clumsy. It'll be a free kick within range for the rather unceremonious trip on Giuseppe Ungaro. Now the discussion between Filippo Strada and his skipper. Jericola goes left. Ungaro gives it to Strada, who blazes that over the top. That's a disappointing outcome, really. Good situation. They can't make use of it. So half an hour gone at the Stadio Arechi in Salerno. It's 1 goal apiece here. It's the second semi-final in the men's football at the 30th Universiadi. Nice ball that up to Ungaro, who just can't quite feed in Strada. Just had to take a pace or two back to pick the ball up there, Strada. The pass was woefully overhit. Looking for Rositu. Goalkeeper gets a little lucky there. Hooked away by Tsunoda. The Italians almost getting in each other's way. They worked it out though, just. Galli and Poliano. Again trying to prompt to Rion Yamahara. The runner in behind, but it's picked up by Mario Mercadante. Garo in with the header, touched over the top by Roberto Grieco. Back now with Homura. Tsunoda. Good challenge by Vittorini. Dama starting the move. The referee might well see if an advantage is forthcoming there. Well, didn't even deem it a foul in the first place. A little bit loose that from Alberto Tentadini. Rion Yamahara, they're backing off him. In turn, he gives it to Takuro Kaneko. And Mercadante does well. Italy can't work the ball out of their own half at present. That was a little bit loose there from Vittorini, but Poliano helped him out. Japan on the recycle. Up by Mercadante, nicely done. Hayashi stubs it in, too close there to Marc Antonini. (1-1) in a really engrossing contest. What does it do? Feeling he's not getting protected sufficiently there. Little sympathy from the referee's assistant. There's Ruzzi too, just tangling with Homura. That's a good battle, that. Mercadante gives it to Tentadini. Ungaro. Oh, nice touch there into Strada. Might want to go it alone. Chericola turns back in field. A decent cross in. Japan have been unable to defend it. Get up, says the referee. I thought, well, first impressions that looked a half-decent shout, didn't it, for a penalty? Japan haven't worked it clear, and there might be punishments as the pass is threaded through and then hit wide. Lovely move. Rosito, the final point of contact here. He wasn't offside, was he? The flag was up, so a good job in those circumstances that he missed. Now then, this is probably the angle. Well, has the player himself undermined his own cause by falling in that rather theatrical fashion? I suspect he might have done, Strada, because there was definitely contact there. I just feel that kind of flopping that we see more from the world of basketball is really unnecessary. And you don't necessarily want to see players of this age picking up those bad habits. And 17 men's football competitions at the Universiadi. We've had 10 winners. You look at Japan and Italy, the two heavyweights of the scene. Ukraine with a pair of victories in 2007, 2009. South Korea have won the gold. France. Soviet Union back in 1987, Czech Republic, Mexico won the first ever men's gold medal. They hosted the first ever men's tournament as well back in 1979. North Korea won the gold. That was in 1985. Spain too at home in 99. Lovely spin, get up again, says the referee. He's equalled it out, and across comes the goalkeeper to have a go at Hayashi. Again, there's contact there, isn't there? That right leg comes up, it catches Hayashi. Well, I think that's clearer than the earlier one not given. At the other end. Daichi Hayashi a little hard done by there. Strong arm stuff from the Italians. And Mercadante almost runs himself into trouble. And the tempo that Japan play at, you just saw there Ongaro stretching out a leg, desperate for Japan not to get the ball stationary and play the free kick straight away before the Italians had managed to assemble and organise. Played through for Kodama. Good touch there by Apolloniano. Going to be up in the general direction of Strada. There's a yellow card for Rossetto. The referee's been getting a lot of stick from the Italians. Japanese players don't tend to complain, it's not their way. No offside there. Hayashi will turn it back across. And all sorts of joy down their left-hand side of Japan. So it drifts out for a corner. And remember the firepower on the bench as well, with Ryo Hatate, who's their top scorer, wearing 10. So I feel sure that we'll see him at some stage. The Brazilian referee had blown the whistle. Played into the middle. Going to come off an Italian head last. So he drifts away for a throw. Kaneko. Quality of the throw, foul throw in old money. We saw one of the Russian Federation women perform one of those 24 hours ago. Just gave her the chance to take it again. Slotted across, Japan with an extra man on the left-hand side if it can come through. Slick into working. Didn't get the finish on target from Tsuyoshi Ogashiwa, but still you applaud the invention and the idea behind it. Lovely feet in the middle of the park there by Kodama. Kaneko, look at the onrushing fullback Yamahara. And the decision was to step in field and to go himself from Kaneko. No doubt it was the wrong call. It's almost a total football style amongst the front six really for Japan, because they all interchange and they can all play those variety of roles. Depth at the whole skill set, crossing from wide areas, nice tight passing. And there's such a good awareness of each other's movements as well. Gara will pick it up. Has to play it into Strada. Tried the back flick. Full of the tricks, the Italians. A rushed shot ultimately. Well, desperate to have a go there, Alberto Tentadini. berating others around him. Well, they pretty much scored direct from a corner. What will happen here? You're going to have 2 extra minutes. And it's bending in. It's too high for the goalkeeper. Very, very difficult to deal with. Touch came through. Maybe it was just the slightest flicker off the glove of Koto Abe. It's the danger time again. It was from this side that he bent it in. Ungaro, the captain, another one into the near post. This time they get Yamahara there to defend it. Ungaro again, he's really been practicing those, you can tell. Whip on it, bending in towards the goalkeeper, pitching right in the middle of that 6-yard box. Very, very difficult to repel. Big pressure from the Italians at the end of the first half here. They've set their stall up in the Japanese half of the pitch. More orthodox set piece, they're all hoped to be responsible for, Giuseppe Ungaro. There's Pippo Strada just to his left-hand side, you can see there, but it is the side for a left footer. Ungaro. Oh, there's a terrific curl on that, and it draws a terrific save as well from Abe. I think that was on its way. Fabulous hit by Giuseppe Ungaro. One-handed save as well. Yeah, that was going in. It might even have caught the post, but that needed saving. And the latest corner again brings the reflexes out of Abe. Has to thrust his arm skywards and repel it. Half time, and what a half we had. It's all square here between Italy, the host nation of this Universiadi, and Japan, the two most successful nations in the history of men's football at the Universiadi, the World Student Games. But nothing to choose between them. The Italians took the lead against the run of play. Ungaro almost direct from the corner. But an equalising goal from Kodama was richly deserved as far as the Japanese were concerned, and we're all square in a really entertaining semi-final. 1-1 here at the Stadio Arechi. Our Brazilian referee will get the second half underway then of this second semi-final in the men's football at the Universiadi 2019. A terrific first half between the Italian hosts of this 30th Universiadi and Japan. It's one apiece between the two most successful nations in the history of the men's football at this event. The Olympics for the world students, if you will. Ungaro with a corner that just got a flick on the way through. That was the opening goal of the match. A well-constructed equaliser by Kodama has us all square here. Brazil are already through. They won the first semi-final earlier today in the Stadio Arechi by 2-1 over the Russian Federation. So we know the identity of one of our finalists here. Italy would love to get back in the final at home. Chasing down a lost cause there, a terrific retrieval from Galli. And then Ungaro playing the ball out wide to Vittorini, who's well forwards. And that will be drilled across, but well fielded by Koto Abe. Possession in the Japan penalty area in the opening exchange of the second half here. So the Stadio Arechi in Salerno, home of Salernitana, 1919. Celebrating their centenary year, the Serie B side. It's a wonderful part of the world, just down the road from us here, the beautifully preserved ancient ruins of Pompeii and Herculaneum. Vesuvius looms over us as well. Rion Yamahara, terrific ball across, very difficult to defend. And Poliano was able to do so. It's a good skill that, to just get under it, lift it over your own crossbar like that. Good defending. Not been particularly pretty, but certainly effective. Japan corner. Corners at both ends have been causing our teams problems so far. Important lunge that from Homura. The white shirts win it back. It's high energy, high tempo stuff normally from Japan. 11 is Kaneko. Move it around the back four again. 5 is Yamakawa. Italy pressing effectively. Tentadini with the throw. Over the top four, Ungaro. Down to Sherikola. Again, it's a rather theatrical tumble. The referee would have given him the decision anyway. The set-piece expert is Giuseppe Ungaro, and we can see why with that delivery that led to the goal, the first goal tonight. Poliano stationing himself on the edge of that penalty area, now poised to make the run. It's sent to the back post, just a little too high. Vittorini was coming in. always think that's an easy one for the sort of player who is going to receive the throw to win a free kick from, because any kind of contact from the back, you just go down and a challenge that you're allowed to almost make look worse than it actually is. So it'll be the left-footed delivery here from Ungaro. Pumped into the edge of the 6-yard box. Again, any kind of nick on it would have changed the trajectory and be really problematic for Koto Abe. Be so alert in defending those situations, and tries to pump the ball over the top. Garo was the last man standing back there for the Italians, but here they come forward again with Strada. Garo makes headway on the right hand side but won't pick up the pass. Mercadante, again it's a bit theatrical really from Chericola. Akimoto, who turned out of trouble. Rifled through ball. Galli with the header. Ungaro looking to play in Chericola. Back for Abe. Sonoda played it wide. Here's Akimoto. Hayashi. He's pulled back there to Ogashiwa. Nice combination play being launched again by the Japanese. Chericola might be away here. Good first touch. Stopped in his tracks. There's Yamahara, cuts the ball back. Oh, wonderful dummy. What a challenge. What a challenge there to deny Kodama. That was brilliant defending. It was Poliano who just threw himself in the way, because the goal was opening up there for Kodama. His second, denied by the defensive intervention of the championship, no question. Yamahara cuts the ball back. That's a rare piece of wasted possession there from Japan's right back. He doesn't need much invitation to tumble. I don't think Matteo Chericola. They cut them open again down the flank. So Yamahara gets it back across. Fabulous defending. Just takes that touch, and then the second one tries to kill it. Ogashiwa, they might be through the middle again here. Oh, and again it's a good challenge. Get up, says the referee. Yuki Yamamoto through that time, but the killer pass, they can slice you open at will, Japan. They've just upped their level a bit. denied a second goal. Shunto Kodama. Well, Daniele Aragoni is trying to freshen things up now, so Matteo Cerecola, well, some say sweet enough, but an early withdrawal. Giovanni Sebrisa now is introduced to the fray from the Universiadi of Novedrate. 22 years of age. He's one who has top-level experience. Strada too. He's not had much of an impact in this second half, so he's withdrawn in favour now of Ricardo Serena. Now then, if they get a set piece out wide, he's your man, because he scored an absolute beamer against the Mexicans in the last minute in the first match. That's Sebrisa, the man who's just come on, is one of the players who actually has the Serie B experience at Siena. He's actually on loan from Sassuolo. He's played 80 times in Serie B. The player who's just come on, Giovanni Sebrisa. Corner. He's always a threat. Taking a look out of the Italian book there. Either way, he's tumbled here, Hayashi. He's going that extra bit, giving it that extra 10% to try and convince the referee, if he doubted in his mind that there was contact, and therefore that could have yielded a penalty. Corner is played to the far side. He managed to rise above two defenders there, did Akimoto. Punted downfield. Garo is coming from the right hand side. He's going to play through the middle now for the Italians, but they have to defend. Oh, he's in behind here. Delightful finish. Japan back in the lead. They were caught cold. Toyoshi Ogashiwa with the run in behind. Poliano beaten by the bounce, and Ogashiwa applies the finish. It's beautifully finished off. It's such a deft little touch to roll it under the keeper, Marc Antonini. So composed, so comfortable. 2-1 now. Japan in the lead. So, they've come from behind, and they have been full of running in this second half. Nothing to fault the fitness levels. They've moved up a gear. Mitoma, they're pushing it wide. Strike while the iron's hot here, the Japanese. First touch and then the turn from Takuro Kaneko. Finding holes all over the pitch now, Japan. Yamahara's forward. Gone to the opposite flank now with Hayashi. Gets it across, and how did that not go in? Well, that keeps Italy in the semi-final. What a miss, really, from Takuro Kaneko. Oh, well, if Italy are allowed back in, that will be the horror miss that they will look back at as the turning point. It's an open goal. He just has to steer it, Kaneko. Worrying signs now for Italy. Just allowing this match to slip from the grasp. Aragoni's readying more substitutes now. Tintadini call. Mercadente. Dispossessed. Japan emerge with it. Kaneko finding holes everywhere. Kodama. Back it comes to Akimoto. And again, try and fashion the 1-2. That is a quite wonderful finish. Kaneko, an absolute beauty. The control killed the ball stone dead, and the second was bent with such aplomb and such finesse and such technique beyond Marc Antonini. And this could be Japan heading towards the gold medal matchup now with Brazil. A peach of an effort. How they've upped their game in this second half. It's a reverse finish as well, isn't it? It's the control, the step to the left, and then the pull across. Tucked home quite beautifully. Wow. Kaneko with an absolute beauty. The player who scored a brace against the Russians. Oh, here he is with a quite super finish against the host nation, who have to do something really quite spectacular now to keep the dream of a home gold medal alive. And it's just the way they've managed to regroup and decide collectively to just give it an extra few percentage points. It looks, after all, like there will not be a first home winner of the men's football at the Universiadi for 20 years. Spain were the last team to do it in '99 in Parma. But remember, of course, there'll still be the bronze to play for tonight's losers. They'll be facing the Russian Federation in that bronze match. Serena. How he could do with one of his magical free kicks. Oh, at least he's got fresh legs, he's full of running, Serena. And the substitutes combining well, so it's now with Sabrisa. Sabrisa just tries to drill it across the face. Corner. Well, the goal he scored here at the Stadio Arechi Salerno was far side of the penalty area, sort of in between the edge of the penalty box and the touchline. He bent the free kick right over the top of the goalkeeper. In a victory over Mexico. And tried to get a flick on near post there, but Japan have defended it. Yamahara on the right-hand side of the midfield, full of running. Serena. Drilled to the opposite side by Tentadini. Japanese change. Kaneko's reward for scoring that peach is to be withdrawn. Oh no, sooner did the ball would go up displaying the intended Japanese change than it's been withdrawn again. Abe, good recovery. Not a heavy first touch, but there is a calmness about Japan. Played up to Ogashiwa. They wanted to just work the combination. They had a player racing through in Hayashi. A yellow card. The second of the tournament for Daichi Hayashi. I think finally Hataka Nakamura is ready to come on here. Right-sided defender normally. Such good play again. Players up in support. One of them is Kaneko. Drills it across. Killed stone dead. Ideally there for the Italians. A little touch on the way through. Sense of frustration in the arena now here in the Stadio Arechi, because Italy can't string an awful lot together. This is going to be the change that they were about to make a couple of moments ago. Hataka Nakamura now for Takuro Kaneko. So the scorer now of 3 goals in this competition, including a beauty tonight, will be preserved for the toughest test to come. That's as far as the Japanese are concerned. It's Brazil who lie await in the final. Warm applause, and that's very sportsmanlike. Is there a bit of craft and creativity about the Italians now with this free kick? Giuseppe Ngaro is standing over it. A bit of a delay in proceedings. 1 or 2 of the Italian players want to take on some water in these humid conditions. And there's a change as well. Galleandro coming on. Ngaro is replaced. Disappointing for Italy's skipper. There's the delivery. Headed wide by Rositu. breach the blue-shirted line again, Japan. Good covering play. Well played by Mercadente. Maybe they'll work the triangles to get the ball clear. Japan, though, this high energy, high press game, just breathing down the neck there of Gianluca Martagnonini. Helped on in turn there by Roberto Grieco. Japan have surrendered it. A little trip there, yep. And Italy will have hope with these sort of scrappy set pieces being won. Ryotaro Tsunoda there, a left-sided defender, is catching his opponent. Cross comes in low. Complete utter miscue, I'm afraid, there by Grieco. Italy on the second ball, though, have it. Very tidy from Japan. That's not a good challenge at all, actually, from Sabrissa. The Japanese don't complain, they just dust themselves down, get up and get on with it. Out of play, they just hassled and harried and have no answer really to Japanese movement and craft. It's the same as a variety of performance we've seen down the years at the age levels, both the men and the women, from the land of the rising sun. They're going to be going for gold as well, by the looks of things, here at Napoli 2019 in the men's football. Still coming forward. They don't really know how to sit on a lead. It's not part of the culture. They continue to try and play, and they've slotted it through as well to Hayashi, but his first touch was a little loose, so that gave Tentadini the window to just clear it. Cynical. You can have few complaints, Grieco. Just a last-ditch lunge there. Fitness levels and the stamina are off the scale for Japan. Go on, get more goals. Akimoto was tripped. He might well look stern, Daniele Aragoni. Looking like a bronze medal at best here for the Italians. Played too close to the keeper, and nevertheless decides not to field it. Could have done with a call there. He's under very little pressure. And Gianluca Martagnonini. Italy looking good. Needs to be a good pass. Cut across there by Serena. On quickly with the throw. Blanket defence there from Japan. Poliano. Gives it to Mercadenti. Tentadini. Japan pressing high. Okay, they concede the throw, but what does it matter when the throw-in is back in the Italian half? They're just at their defensive stations and the concentration levels are right there for Japan. Yeah, that will suit them all day long if they can just panic the Italians into rushing and hurrying a pass forwards without too much thought or aim behind it. Just like watching the Japanese women play in terms of the movement, the awareness, the strength of performance as well. A clear indicator that these players know each other well and have spent good time together. Serena played the ball over the top. If he can keep it in, oh well, it was cut back and missed actually on the near post, so it's been given out, but I'm not too sure the Italian attacker knew that and he went to pull the trigger. The two substitutes trying to combine, Zonta and Serena. So now a change. Tsuyoshi Ogashiwa. Ryoya Morishita from Meiji University comes on. The grounds of the Meiji Shrine in Tokyo, a wonderful monument. This too, this performance is turning into a wonderful monument as well to Japanese speed and superior technique. 3-1 is the score. We're inside the last quarter of an hour at the Stadio Arechi. Italy at this stage will not be playing in the gold medal match in the men's football at the Universiadi. Another yellow card dished out for Ryotaro Tsunoda. Bit of steel as and when it's required for Japan. Good delivery that. Might result in a corner. Akimoto works very hard to prevent that from happening. Subrisa now cuts the ball in, goalkeeper committed, and he was punished. And what a final 15 minutes we have on now. Just the merest of touches, that's all it takes. Vittorini was in there, glancing header. The goalkeeper Abe was caught in no man's land here. It's the first foot he's put wrong all night. A delightful dead weight cross into the box there from Loris Zonta. 3-2. So they're to within one. And at that stage when you have to go for it, they're going to be in for a rip-roaring few minutes now. Italy come forward with Galli. He's really helped them since coming on. Zonta on the ball. Steers it back to Subrisa. Cross in by Vittorini. Playing almost as an auxiliary attacker now. They'll come all the way back to Gianluca Marcantonini. Going to try and pick out his pass. We see the modern way that
Goalkeeper is often the first point of attack these days. Distribution is all important, and the aim of the kick out. They have to be accurate over a considerable distance. Sabrissa cuts it back in field. He couldn't quite find Tentadini there. So here's Hamura, and helped on by Morishita. Suit Japan just to lower the pace a little now. It's Morishita who cuts the ball back, and Japan all of a sudden giving possession away on a frequent basis. The backs of the crowd are up. We're just hearing how deeply partisan the attendance is tonight inside the Stadio Arechi. So less than 10 minutes to go now in this second semi-final.
Tomoki Takamine now for Shunto Kodama. One of the goal scorers tonight, but will play no further part. All hands to the pump in an attacking sense for the Italians. Tentadini. A nudge over the top. Galliandro may be in here. No, it's well defended. Saneda getting his body in the way, and really strong defence there. And I think they have worked on that. They've had to. The physical side of their game. You can't fault Japan's teams, men or women, for technique and learning to play the right way. They're just not the tallest nation by any stretch of the imagination. And they've had to work with that, with a natural cultural disadvantage, really. The diagonal drilled into the feet there of Yamahara, who's had an excellent match. Yamahara's still going, really cute as well, to win the corner off Sabrissa. Japan just trying to cool it. There's the corner. Came off Fitterini. Sabrissa. He's been beaten to it. Japan still appearing as fresh as a daisy here. Flipped over the top again. The wide midfielder Yamahara on the right-hand side is the target. Saunter in. He has given them an extra edge, along with Serena in the middle of the park. As well, both coaches have made changes. The deeper we've gone into this semi-final. Japan with a chance to wrap it up. No, it was a good opportunity for Ogashiwa. Just rushed the finish. The defender got back to him as well, but that's how quickly they can break and hurt you. All over the top, and then the shot likewise too high. Zonta turns and tries to take them on. Breaks there for Akimoto. Oh, look at this, 3-on-1. It just depends where he's going to switch it. Comes through the middle. Oh, it's wide. What a miss there
Ryoya Morishita could have wrapped it up. That's two super chances Japan have had to make sure of their passage through to the gold medal match. Oh, Morishita just allowed Marc Antonini to get the merest finger graze on it. Yamamoto to take it. There's two there. It was a free header. Well, that's three golden chances now they've had. Yamamoto's delivery was excellent. And Ayase Ueda now will come on for Tsuyoshi Ogashiwa. There's another of Japan's scorers being withdrawn as they all get given a kick. So Ayase Ashida. Hosei University. Everyone missed the dropping ball there. Subrissa. Going to be picked up by through for Zonta. I was going to say there, Galliandro had it in that central position, tried to find Zonta. In the corner. Less than 3 minutes of normal time to go here. Italy desperately searching for an equaliser that will prolong this semi-final. Punched away by Abe. Everyone back for Japan. Bar Ayase Ueda. Flick on, missed by one, and then the second Italian, and look how quick they are still at this late stage, Japan. Rayon Yamahara has a claim to be man of the match here. Yamahara with two forwards. He's thumped that wide. Wrong decision. One of the worst end product that he's produced all night. Virtually back five, a flat back five now for Japan when they don't have the ball. Tied it up in the circumstances there by Cesare Poliano in a reasonably composed fashion. Marc Antonini got it clear. Throw taken there by Otaka Nakamura and threaded wide by Akimoto. Number 4, question mark. No, tried to beat one man, too many there. Ryoya Morishita. Well, if Italy can find an equaliser here in the dying seconds, how on earth will Japan feel about the 3 super chances, the 3 one-on-ones that they've squandered to stamp their ticket? Good ball in. Oh, the goalkeeper was embarrassed for that second Italian goal tonight. At least got 2 on his fists on that. 30 seconds to go. Plus stoppage time as the host nation desperately search here for an equalising goal. Clicked in by Roberto Grieco. Zonta plays it across, and Abe gathers. There'll be no rush to move the ball up the field, so we're going to have 5 extra minutes. We're being given every by the Italians to get an equalising goal. Good save. Decent save at the near post, and a shot on target with all the chances there creating as Italy push bodies forward. Morishita has had more opportunities in 12 minutes on the pitch than a lot of strikers get in entire matches. Corner's going to come in now from Yamamoto and play it short. Risky behaviour really in the circumstances. Morishita was the target. Forward they come. Japan just went to sleep briefly there. Zonta. Good strong running from the back here. Poliano carried it forward and then goes near post to head it. Oh, could that have been the moment? The centre half pouring forward. Ball out wide. And then he gets on the end of the cross as well, but Abe there. A nice height for him, and there's just not enough pace on it. And the pass thumped wide by Tentadini. Italy with bodies forward. Zonta almost in behind. There's the deflection. And it's not going to count. It's not going to count. To be fair, the referee was whistling just as the ball broke loose for Zonta. And the Italians have just got to rein in the indiscipline now. So that was the clearance, handball, and the finish there. The referee was calling that the moment he saw it. And certainly before the ball ended up in the back of the net. But what drama we've had at the end here. Japan failing to heed that #1 rule at this stage in the match. With the clock now down to seconds in terms of the countdown. Now, keeping possession, that's what they've got to do. Without another opportunity now. Poliano. Three on two. Oh, Japan at 6s and 7s at the back. It's a penalty. Handball. 3 minutes into stoppages at the end. Extraordinary scenes. Italy just pouring forward. And the bounce there, it deceives Hataka Nakamura. And Italy now with their lifeline. To take us into extra time. Oh, the chances that his team have missed late on. Naoya Matsumoto, the Japan coach, penny for his thoughts. Loris Zonta to make it 3-3. Oh, the goalkeeper nearly kept it out. He got a strong hand on it. But the penalty was too good from the substitute Zonta. Well, the changes Aragoni has made during the course of this second half have breathed a fresh impetus into the Azzurri. And just in the nick of time, they have saved this semi-final. Abe goes the right way, that right arm comes up. There's a strong touch on the penalty. But he can't keep it out. Well, there's a big argument to say that Japan only have themselves to blame here. With Italy pouring forward, they left themselves exposed at the back, and Japan did have chances. They really did to wrap this. Yamamoto, as guilty as any of them. The last kick of the match saves Italy. The gold medal dream is still on, and we will go into extra time. What an extraordinary semi-final. 3-3, it finishes at 90 minutes, and yeah, he's right to puff out the cheeks. Ungaro had given the Italians the lead. Ogashiwa, Kaneko with an absolute peach, had Japan in a solid position, 3-1 ahead, but Vittorini's header, a mistake from Abe, that pulled it back to 3-2, and then with a final attack, the handball from Hataka Nakamura resulted in the penalty. It was tucked home by Loris Zonta. What a semi-final. Japan thought they were there, and perhaps that complacency was responsible for the chances missed at the end. It was at a moment when they were 3-2 up. But this is where the interesting psychology kicks in, because Italy were down and out, but now look at their body language. They are pumped and they are up for this. A penalty shootout will decide our finalists. A heart-stopping semi-final, and it all comes down to this. Japan with the first kick then. Tokomani. Oh, goalkeeper got his hand onto it. But that's 1-0. A low-key opening, he was very casual there. Unlike the penalty that rescued Italy at the end of regulation time. Scibrissa, one of the substitutes. Nicely done. Second Japanese penalty then. This is Takehiro Akimoto. Another left footer. No, saved. Nice height for the keeper. Marc Antonini sprawls away to his left. So Japan first to blink in the shootout. Tension inside the Stadio Arechi. So now it's down again to the goalkeepers, Koto Abe. Japan captain, remember. Roberto Grieco. Oh, he skied it. That advantage that was handed to the Italians on a play is refused. So it's as you were. One miss apiece now. We're now on to the third rotation. Takeaki Homura, the centre half, who was rock solid for so long, makes no mistake with that penalty. So just restores a sense of calm, actually, after two misses in succession. So that's 3 down for Japan. And then we're in 16. There's Alessandro Galliandro of Pegaso Telematic University came on in the second half, and along with those 3 colleagues, gave Italy a bit of extra fizz. That's nicely done. No worries whatsoever there, tucking that home. Abe falling the wrong way. Japan send their penultimate kicker forward. Run up the angle. Sent it into the opposite corner, Yuki Yamamoto. (3-2). Ultimate Italian kicker now. Scorer of a fabulous free kick in the first match at that end. Riccardo Serena. Reina hesitated and plants the spot kick home. Relief around the Stadio Arechi. So we're at 3-3. And Japan now send their last kicker forward. We're entering the end game here, this second semi-final. Ayase Ueda. This to maintain the advantage, to make it 4-3 with Italy to send their last kicker forward. Ueda. Oh, tucked home. Really well played. Calmest man in the stadium. 4-3. Planting that above the dive. Gianluca Marc Antonini. Well, he did it with the last kick of normal time. Now he's got to do it with the last penalty in the shootout. This to take us into sudden death. L'Horizonte. Never in doubt. Cool as ice. So, 4-4. Both teams have missed one. Next rotation, and that's sudden death. You have to keep scoring here, or it's all over. Morishita missed chances at the end to wrap up the match in regulation time. Here he comes with a penalty and places it central, places it down the middle. Goes high as well, but not too high. Remember, sudden death. So a miss here, and it's all over. Vittorini. Oh, and he has missed. It's off the post, and Japan have done it after all. They couldn't get the job done in normal time, despite being 3-1 up. Italy with a heroic fight back to take it into penalties. But the miss by Vittorini, who scored the crucial goal to launch the fight back within the 90 minutes. Fabulous semi-final though, and we'll catch our breath. Italy will not win the gold medal at home. There will not be the first home nation winner of the men's football at the Universiadi in 20 years. But this Italy squad have put in a fair old shift here in Salerno. Only assembled a month ago, no friendlies, and here they were in the semi-final, and just a kick away, maybe, from the gold medal match itself. 3-3 then at the end of regulation time, 4-4 at the end of the first 5 penalties apiece. Morishita scoring in sudden death, Vittorini missing, hitting the post, and it is Japan who will go through to fight for a second straight gold medal in the men's football at the Universiadi, and a 7th overall. A fabulous